Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey and welcome back for episode 8 of my modded Satisfactory playthrough here on YouTube. In this video it's all about expanding into the mod with molten metals. Starting us off today with a somewhat simple brass factory, this should set us up for a proper steel layout among a few more steps through the tech tree. Saving the best for last, unlocking the tractors. Thank you for all the support and help with the series so far. Let's get to playing games. I am so ready to finally unlock the next tiers. And we're 9 episodes in now. 9 episodes in now? I'm not really sure. I think it's like with this episode is going to go up like a week before Satisfactory 1.0 comes out. So, we're getting real, just so close. I am, just to remind you guys, if you missed my update video, the first episode of my 1.0 playthrough will be going up on September 17th. It'll be a week after Satisfactory 1.0 fully releases. As you guys know, probably by now, it comes out on the 10th. I am ready. I hope you guys are ready. I'm very excited. It's basically going to be the next year of content on this channel. It's going to be Satisfactory 1.0. So, at least for the 2 days a week upload, I may throw in some extra stuff more here and there. I'd like to kind of expand things going forward. Doing some tutorials, maybe uploading some shorts here and there, and then uploading different game content here and there whenever I can. But welcome back, everybody. I appreciate being here once again for another episode. We're gonna head on up to the space elevator. As you guys know, we left off last time we built it. All we really needed was the 100 smart plating. I had just set that up in some assemblers while I waited. And I just kind of did some running around just for some little adventuring, just to see where some of the things, some of the different nodes and stuff are, just to do some more planning going forward. But that's all ready now, so we can head on up to the upper floor. Sorry, I'm out of breath today. It's just so much hard work goes into bringing you guys this high level exciting content. Just action packed. So we're going to be heading on over to the space elevator here. I've got everything sitting in a little personal storage box ready to go, so I knew it was all here ready for us. We're going to take that out of there, hop on into the space elevator, load it up with everything that it actually needs, throw the screws in, throw all the lead sheets, all the modular frames, lead frames, smart plane. There we go. We are ready to go. Seal that bad boy up, and we're gonna send this up on out of here. Get out of here, you. All right, now let's go head on back down to the our little research area. We'll see what our next steps are. So it looks like for phase 2. We're going to need 1,000 smart plating. Well, I'm probably going to need to actually build a setup for that because I don't really want to hand feed that. That would take a really long time. 1,000 versatile frameworks. I think that's what those are. The 250 smart wiring and 500. I don't know what those are. Turbines, maybe? Turbine fans? They'll kind of look like turbine fans. Oh, there we go. We got 3 and 4 now. I don't know what these are either. So we're going to go check out tier 3. We've got steel. Okay, that might be something we can go ahead and start tackling today, where we can actually start looking for coal. That'll be a good thing to start looking for. An air collector collects air from the environment. The higher it is, the more air it can collect. I'm not sure what you need to collect. I'm assuming you obviously need to collect air for something. And then you get into molten metals, which is where I feel like we're going to start getting a little bit overwhelmed again by this mod, where gotta kind of figure things out and how it comes together. So here we get the steel. They can get the steel beam, rod, pipes, and screws. I mean, the only technical new steel items here, I mean, technically, are the steel rod and the steel screw as their own standalone item, although these are alternate recipes in the base game. So I'll only start out with that, and then we got metal casting, which is obviously more of you're smelting down the actual, you get like the liquid metals, which I'm assuming is probably Probably in this tree here somewhere. But it does look like we have all sorts of new alternate recipes for just the base ingots. Just probably coming from the liquid metals. Or the molten metals, I mean. There's molten brass as well. We can finally get the brass pipes for some progression in the MAM. We can finally get trucks. Oh, I mean, we can probably get that right now. We'll just grab some... Ooh, I don't think I have 500 modular frames built up, so I may have to... We'll get that this episode, but... I mean, we have everything else. I'll probably have to just throw an assembler to make a bunch of those really quick, and then we can at least have tractors for rolling around in. So the Xeno Basher slot requires some of the steel screws, so we're not going to worry about that one today for sure. Advanced logistics. Looks like we need some of the brass for conveyor belts Mark III. Okay, that's interesting. So that'll probably be a couple up. We may get to that before 1.0 comes out. Hydroelectric power, that sounds cool. Okay, yeah, so they are rotor blades. Oh, and these are the water turbines. Okay, so these are those little spots in the little, like, the rivers and over in the lake and stuff like that where you can set these up for extra power. That's kind of cool. And that is it for tier 3. Okay, so today, they have molten metals here on the very beginning. So that'll probably be, I imagine, we'll do these first couple today. We'll take on like molten metals and steel. I mean, maybe metal casting, because I technically have all of these things, I think. I mean, somewhere. I just have to go pull them out of the line. So we can unlock molten metals and steel and metal casing today. So that'll basically be our day today, plus the trucks. And then next episode, we'll probably dive into setting up like a brass facility. So we can actually start pumping out some of these. And that'll allow us to actually start unlocking like the next conveyor belts, the water turbines. Now we'll check out world tier 4. We get another blueprint designer, but the bigger one. And this is where you actually get coal powers. You get the coal heater. So obviously coal is a much more advanced setup in this as well than it is previously. Probably won't be there for a while because you need stators. Here we got the heavy modular frames, motors, and a case of industrial beams, hyper tubes, a steel mining head, which I'm assuming that helps just mine things a lot faster. That's probably something we should push for pretty soon. Better pipelines. There's the versatile framework and automated wiring. Some alternative power and storage. So this is where, oh cool, yeah, I've heard about these. Oh, so these are what it wants 1,000 of, the simple photovoltaic cells. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be completing phase 2 before 1.0 comes out, but it is cool to like be able to see a few of these things and check them out now and get an idea of what we're going forward. So solar panels are another good one to have, and then you get carbon mesh, quartz crystal. Ooh, and then you get the you even get the hover pack in tier 4. Okay, so like I said, today we'll be focusing on molten metals, steel, and all the molten metals and steel, and then the trucks. So I'll kind of adjust our to-do list here in a moment. We'll like be able to automate all these. I actually don't know how steel works. We're all gonna find out together. That's gonna be the learning experience we're gonna go through today, is learning how to make steel. I mean, most of these seem pretty straightforward. I'm assuming I just take the ores, smelt them with something, or smelt them somehow. Water. It's water. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna go, like I said, we'll go molten metals, steel, metal casing, and trucks. That'll be our day today. And then next time, a little brass party. So let's give this a little update here. Vehicle can be the last one. Different power, not yet. So steel's gonna go here. Molten metals will go here. Beautiful. And we can take space elevator and new content off our to-do list. That's technically done already. So now we can hop on into doing the molten metals. So let's go to tier 3, get this, select this milestone, we'll get this unlocked. Let me run around to all my setups I've got around, because I definitely am producing all of these ingots. They're just actually doing things. So we'll just run around, we'll go grab those really quick. Come back and send this off. But you know what I'm actually going to do, because we need the metal casing as well. It looks like you. So basically, what you see here on our what we need list, just go ahead and double all of those. So grab 1,000 of each of your ingots, and then meet back here to send off a rocket. All right, it's a new day, and we've got our hands on a bunch of ores. So let's go ahead and load this bad boy up and send it off, shall we? And all the bronze and all the tin in there, all the lead, all the deuterium, all the copper. What did I miss? Copper. There we go. There we go. Molten metals. You want to send out total parts, but that was 3,000 parts we had to send. I mean, they're ingots. We're not going to beat around the bush. That wasn't difficult. We're going to send that one off, and then we will send off metal casing as well. Oh, I forgot to load it up before I hit the launch button. I suck at this. It's okay. So let's we at least got the flexible blast furnace, so we know kind of more or less what we're starting with, I believe. Because I can't imagine. I think this is what comes of like the molten. So we got to figure out how to do all this first. So we'll start with the flexible blast furnace for the next 5 minutes. We'll wait for this to come back because I'm a big stupid man. At the same time, we can go ahead and grab a little bit more lead plates. We'll grab 500 concrete. We'll grab 10 more lead frames, and then that way, you know, bearing in mind I don't do the same thing again, we're gonna send off steel and metal casing at the same time. Fingers crossed. So lead frames, and because we already got everything up here, so we got lead frames, concrete, and lead plates. All right, we're back here again, doing the same thing. It's okay, just a little mistake. We'll finish loading this all up with all the stuff we need in here. Now, before we go ahead and hit this button, we're going to go back to select milestone. We're going to go to steel, select this milestone as well. You can take my frame, my concrete, and my lead plates. Send that one off. Back in. Go to casing. Send that off. And there we go. Now we actually remember to do it this time. Okay, so let's kind of figure out what we got to do from here. So I'm thinking we'll maybe just kind of keep it, you know, there's going to be a bit of a learning curve here. I think I'm going to try and find, and maybe we'll head on over to where I build that copper setup. And next to it I can build, because there's a whole bunch of readily available nodes over there I could make use of. Maybe I'll try setting up some stuff over there with the smelters, because we need, I think I still need the crusher and the sorter and all this stuff. So let's make sure we grab everything we need before we go. Looks like we need bronze frames for these, so let's grab a few of those as well. Maybe some miners. So we'll go, so we'll take 2 miners. Okay, so this smelts the extracted ore instantly, outputting ingots and molten slag. Okay, I don't want the ingot. No, I want ore still for what we're doing here. I mean, we'll try this at some point just to see what it does. I think now that we have the solidifier and cooler, we can actually so like this part where it says puts out molten slag, I was never able to deal with that. I think now we actually can, because I think you can turn that into something with the solidifier and cooler, and then you can probably sink it or use it for something else in the future. But either way, let's grab a bunch of things we'll need. So we'll grab, say I'll need like, I don't know, say 2 of those, like crusher, sorter, grab a little bit of everything. Flexible blast furnaces, Maybe the constructors. Why not? Who knows? We'll go over there. We'll have a little party. So what do we need to grab? I need to grab some plates and some wire, and pretty much I'm good on everything else. All right, I'm over here at our beautiful copper/zinc factory, and I think it's about time that I got over here. I had to kill something because we're going to be working over here. I went to kill those things too, except I don't have. Oops, that's okay. What do you mean? Who's angry? Who mad? Can I get two with one shot? No, I cannot. That's fine. I'll take the one hit. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be checking out the molten steel or molten metal here today. I'm actually not really sure where the steel recipe comes in. Let's find. I'm assuming it's probably a foundry, like it usually is. Let's put down a foundry. It is not in there. Okay, well, we've learned that one really quick. Oh, I need some. Oh, my wire's right here. Load up on that really quick. Yeah. I built some stairs. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna check out smelter. Can't be smelter, right? No, it's not smelter. Okay. So steel. I wonder if steel's only made in the blast furnace. Look at that, molten steel. So for that we need molten iron, coal, and air. Oh, so that's the. Oh, okay, I got it. So you need the air for the blast furnace. Okay, so that's what the air extractor thing's for. And that's going to make me steel, molten steel, and molten slag. Okay, and then so what do I do with those? So that's the two liquid outputs. Then let's go solidifier. Just put that down there for now. Okay, so you can make steel rods this way. So steel is actually made from a liquid. Interesting. Okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, you can make everything from a liquid now. So let's say make steel ingot. So for that, we also need water. And then that's going to output steam. Okay, so they all output steam, which means we also need the cooling. We need an air collector. And we also need those cooler things. Steam cooling tower. Which I think you have to build on the cool. Yeah. The steam and CO2 treatment. Yeah, okay. So it's cooling platform. There we go. Or wait, does that mean technically I can also use steel production to make power? I mean, I feel like technically you like very little, obviously, but that's okay. We'll just do the steam cooler for now. Okay, so I kind of have a basic idea of how this all works. So we'll get. So I need water. I need water extractor. Almost forgot about that too. We'll get rid of these. Okay, so we're not going to do it over here because obviously I need coal. So where is easy access to coal? And also water. Alright, so I picked a pretty horrible starting area because the closest coal, 1,450 meters that way. It's those pure ones up on the hill by that big green valley lake or whatever it's called. And then the other ones are way down over there because it's not the new updated map yet for 1.0. So like when the map changes, there's going to be more coal in the red sand desert or whatever this is, dune desert, rocky sand desert. I can't remember the name. But yeah, there is going to be coal here in the future, but for now, our only option is way up there. So I guess we'll have to go on a little adventure because I mean we need some steel, and at least a little basic one. So let's head on up to. I think I have it on the map here. It's basically going to be right there. We're going to be heading to up on top of this waterfall. Maybe not. Maybe it's somewhere up there. Up on top of those waterfalls there. There's a little road that kind of goes up to it. Alright, welcome to the... Oh, we got a little friend up here we're going to have to deal with. Welcome to the lake. So this is where we are on the map. I was a little bit off. It's little crater lakes, I believe this is called. So you have 1, 2, and 3 coal nodes over here. Oh, that's a big boy. That's not just a little one. That's a big boy. I might just send him off the cliff here. But yeah, so you have, I think it's 2 pure... Oh my god, he's right here. He was right behind me the whole time. Yeah, I think it's, we got a pure there. We got a pure here. Is this normal? Oh, they're all pure. Okay, so 3 pure coal nodes right here. I think there may actually even be more up here somewhere, but here is the water that we're going to end up using, which is a really nice thing to have nearby for this. Doesn't seem like we need a lot, but this guy will just leave me alone already. One of these days. There we go. About time. Okay, so let's build a foundation so he doesn't respawn. He spawned in about like right there. So let's figure out what we need to get started here today, shall we? So we're gonna start with some foundations. Start building in the coal. We're gonna lock on to the world grid with control. Just start filling some of these out. A little zoop. So say we'll start with like a little 4x4. What do you mean? Oh, little bird. Please move. Thank you. Oops. There we go. Alright, start with a little 4x4. So let's grab our normal, the way we got started off the same way. We're going to go modular miner. Make sure we're facing it this way. Actually, this way is probably fine. Yeah, that'll work. And we can just bring stuff up off the water from there. So we'll give it another one off the outside on this one. Really, it's going to be a 4x5. It's going to get bigger anyway. Okay, so from here, we get a 120 coal per minute, I believe. Sorry to bust your balls, but I realized that I need iron, and there's nothing but coal here. So I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and head on down to where I normally build my first coal setup in regular Satisfactory, which is that giant hole over here in between this biome and the green fields. Honestly, I think I'd probably just, if I restarted this again, I'd probably just start in the green fields. I think I picked a pretty bad starting area this time around, but yeah, sorry about that. I'm gonna head on over there instead, because this just ain't gonna work. So we're gonna have to come up with a new plan once we get over there, because I believe there's a coal or an iron input over there, and we'll just throw together a quick little steel. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Just a quick little steel production facility so that we can get a little vehicle to do some adventuring next time. So yeah, I still have everything I need. The brass pipes are needed for something that I'm not actually going to make yet, I don't think. This is for the, is it for the air? Oh, it is for the air collector. Okay. I don't have brass pipes, so I'm gonna have to make those first. And I need that for the blast furnace to work. Kind of so complicated. Let's head back to base though and regroup. Alright, sorry to jump ahead here on you guys, but this has been a learning experience for me and not the most fun one. So I actually need to do brass before I can even start steel, because in order to do steel, you need to be able to have the air collector. The air collector, you need those brass, whatever those are called, the brass pieces, and you cannot make those by hand, nor can you buy them. Like, I can't even buy them in the, like, you can't buy stuff in the Awesome Shop like you can in the base game. So literally the only way to do this is to just basically tackle molten metals this episode instead of steel, because as I was working it out, I mean, I'm gonna run out of time before I, like, doing molten metals is difficult enough. So we're gonna tackle that today. And you know, if there's a little bit of time left over, then we can play with a vehicle and maybe some other things. But I got, like I said before, I got mighty overwhelmed there and got very confused. Thought I could just kind of go right on ahead with steel, and I was wrong. So what we're actually going to do is we are going to head on over to where our copper base is, again for the second time today. We are going to set up over there because we need to do some I'll show you guys some of the recipes we're going to do. We need to do molten copper. Just going to take some crushed copper, so we're going to grab that from over there. And then we're also going to have to do some molten zinc, which we'll grab from over as well. Basically, we're going to set up a sorter that's going to give us both the copper and the zinc. And then we have to set up another sorter, unfortunately, to do sorted stereotype, which means we're going to have a bunch of things. We're going to downclock this by a whole lot because I only need the 20 crushed iron. And then everything else is just going to get sent into a sink for now until I figure out what to do with the rest of it. I did think about doing just like the pure crushed iron recipe, which maybe I'll do, and then I'll just like end up sinking, because I could probably do it to where I only need 20. Yeah, actually, you know, maybe I'll do that. I'll do the pure iron recipe, and we'll just add in some water into the mix. But yeah, so I'm going to head on over to the copper base, and then we're going to get started with this molten metals build. I think I've got it vaguely figured out. So we're going to start off with, what do you want to start with? Crushers. So we're going to start off with one crusher for the sapphirite. Pop that down right there. We need another crusher for stereotype. Then the water can just, you know, it'll flow into the system wherever it ends up going. So for here, we're going to grab, bring the belt over like this. I'm going to make it, I'm just going to bring it over from here like that. So that's the middle over 2. Probably go about right there. Alright, there we go. We're moving stereotype, we're moving sapphirite. So now we're going to hop on down here. Set this to crushed sapphirite. Should I do this one as mixed? Maybe I should do this one as mixed. This only gets me 60, right? Let's see. Alright, so I was working out the recipe for this, and I do need to actually use the mixed recipe. So we're actually going to be bringing in the sapphirite there. We'll give this a little bit of a rotation. Put that in like that. So that, oh, roof got in the way. So this is going to be set to mixed sapphirite, which is an alternate recipe. So it's going to take 45 sapphirite ore per minute, 45 stereotype ore per minute, which you'll get with both of these no problem, because these are both lines of 60. Unfortunately, you can't downclock miners the way I want to, so, or the way I know. I'm not really sure how. I feel like I might be able to underclock them at some point, but anyway. So those are going to be over pumping out a little bit too much, but that's totally fine. So we'll mix those together. That's going to give us 90 crushed sapphirite per minute. We can actually downclock that a little bit because I think I only need 80. So we'll set this to 80, and it's that way it'll only take 40 per minute, and that'll give me 20 left over each in case I need it, which I think I might. So let's set up the sorter now in front of here. Make sure it's facing the right way. Just like that. Yeah, now that I got the mixed sapphirite one, that's going to be outputting 80 sapphirite per minute. That's going to flow into this sorter right here, which I have downclocked to only output 60 crushed copper per minute. That's going to output 40 crushed zinc per minute. And then so both of these are, I mean, that stone and then is just going to get set off to the side. But the copper and the zinc are then going to get sent into those smelters that were, not the smelter, like the blast furnaces. There's flexible blast furnace. So we're going to set up the first one here. Going to set it right there. Next one can go right next to it. And then so from here we get 60 and 40, so these are going to be Mark 1 conveyor belts. We'll just link those in there for now. And then the stone we'll bring up and over. And we'll probably just either throw it into a sink or throw it into storage or something. We can use it for something at some point. Mix it with the stone that comes out of here too. Actually, we could probably increase our concrete supply if we need it. So we don't actually need this crusher just yet. I may need it in a moment here, because for the blast furnace recipes, so these take, let's say, oh, which one is this? This is going to be copper, I believe, on the right side. So we're going to set that to molten copper. This one to molten zinc. And those are now set and ready. It's got to downclog this one to, I believe, 20 molten zinc per minute, just like that. There we go. Which is actually perfect, because if we grab another flexible blast furnace, we put it in front of the two of these. I'm going to put it face it this way. I'm facing that in the wrong direction. I need the pipes. Wait, the input pipes are on the side? Oh my god, I didn't even realize that. These can't be right next to each other then. It's not going to work at all. Okay, let's get myself some more room here. Okay, I'm just going to hook this up to power really quick so I can double check, just to double check with myself that I'm setting up the right ones. And then we'll set up the rest of the blast furnaces. Okay, so I did have these lined up properly, and fun fact, turns out I realized you actually don't need those pipe inputs for these recipes. So these ones actually can go right next to each other. So there we go. We got zinc coming out of there. We got copper coming out of here. So this is going to be, like I said, the molten copper. That's going to do 30 per minute. That's going to do 20 per minute. Then we're going to have molten slag that I still haven't figured out how to deal with that part yet. But anyway, we're going to grab our flexible blast furnace number 2 here, or number 3 here. We're going to pop it down right here. And that actually I'm going to move. I'm going to build a little bit more just off this side. I feel like that makes sense if I do it this way. I'm going to climb up on top of here so I can put this down. Is there even a way up on top of these? There is not. Alright, well, guess I'm just out of luck on that one. So let's try and stick this roughly in the middle, I guess. Just like that. So now we're going to want to grab some Mark 1 pipelines here. I don't know which pipe is which, so we're going to have to hook this up to here. And hopefully I'll be able to tell which is which. So let's hook you up to power and see what comes out of this one. What do we get? That looks like the slag. Okay, so slag on the right, other stuff, good stuff on the left. That actually works out nicely, I think. I'm going to go to horizontal to vertical because that's my favorite. Get that in there. Yep, that's the molten zinc. You'd think I'd burn myself standing on top of this pipe, but I guess not. So yeah, like I said, I'm not 100% sure what I do with the slag yet, but I guess that's going to be a learning process for in just a moment here. So we'll take the pipe here. Bring it down like that. It'll let me actually connect it here. There we go. Oh wait, that'll be the slag. My bad. Whoopsie. That's why this confused me a little bit. Oops. There we go. Okay. And then, you know, whatever happens with the slag, I'll have to just bring it up and I'll just take the pipe out for now, but... Okay, so this is going to be brass. So that, like I said, actually we're going to adjust this. I think? No. Or is that right? 25 copper, 20 molten zinc. Right. Because it's supposed to be 50 crushed copper. So I can downclog this actually a little bit more. There we go. Nope. That's right. Make 60 and waste 10 because we want to make sure we get 40 zinc. So I will pull that out for now. Actually, I can just link those together. Link everybody together. Okay, so obviously I'll still have to deal with the stone and everything in here, or the crushed stone that's going to be building up. I mean, I'll also have to deal with the slag that's building up in here, but for now at least we have molten copper, we have molten zinc. That's flowing in here to make, Hey, why is the molten copper having such a struggle? Is it just not flowing in yet? I don't get it. Why is it not flowing in? These not connected? What? What is happening? Oh. There we go. Now it's like, oh, it's like I'm here. Barely, sorta, kinda. Okay, and then now we just need the 20 crushed iron. So maybe I should have given myself a little bit more room because it'll be a little tight here. We're gonna go... We're gonna bring it from... Let's say... Actually, yeah, the slag's gonna have to go this way too, so we'll send everything over here. Line that up with that. So this is going to be our crushed iron that we need. So that's where we need to go to the... Where is it? Crushed stereotype. And then I think I need to go into a sorter. For the pure iron. And then, yeah, so I need crushed stereotype. And all I need is 20. I feel like that's still too much. Also, okay, so how much this... this is using 40 of 60. So if I can get this to use 20... So say this is 20. I can get this down to 20. Or lower than 20, that's fine. As long as I'm still outputting 20 crushed iron, which that's 22.5. So we actually have a little bit of an extra here. Then I think that'll work. Yeah, that's what the water is for. Okay. We're back on track, ladies and gentlemen. Watching me just struggle through this. It's gonna be great. So, stereotype. Unfortunately, everything comes out on the right side there. Just pop that in there for now. So I want to grab a splitter. And I'm going to put it right here so that I'm not making a big mess of everything. I know it's not the prettiest, but you know, we'll be making things prettier again at 1.0. Just pretend you don't see that. Okay, so that's going to give me 20 crushed stereotype. I'll feed that, no problem. That'll give me the crushed iron. And then so the crushed iron. I'm just going to merge it together, so that's actually the 20. So merger in front of this one here. Sending it my way. Get this hooked up to here. That'll be all the crushed stone. Okay, so let's link these up. Plug that in there. I was going to say that should be getting them any minute, so I'll start feeding out. Did I set that up right? Did I? I sure did. Alright. Now I just got to bring the water in. Easier said than done. There we go. Water's in. Or should be coming in now. Alright, there we go. We got water. I should start to see crushed iron flow to here any minute now once it gets enough. Just waiting on getting some crushed steer here. Got steertite ore I can throw in there for you. We're going to see our first bit of brass coming out of here. Show me brass. Still don't know what to do with molten slag. What do I do? I panic, that's what I do. Okay, so it's a bit of a mess, and I don't want to talk about it, but so we have molten slag coming this pipe and that pipe. So that one comes up and over, loops it together, so we got this pipe that's going to be full of molten slag. Again, still don't know what to do with it, but it's fine, we got it moving. Now, other fun fact, we need to then figure out which pipe here has which in it. So let's say zinc was on the left, so that means left side is probably going to be the brass. So we're going to bring the brass out a little bit like that. Slag, I want to put another pipeline junction cross right there. Link you up into there. And the molten slag from here into there. Got a nice 90-degree turn. Okay, so this is the slag pipe now. This is the brass pipe. So the brass pipe, I think I'm just going to send that upstairs. I guess I could just loop it around to that. So, like, I figured I'd save that side for, you know, whatever this might be, and then any sort of extra iron stuff I want to add in over there. Because I think for some of the brass pipes, I think I actually need to use iron stuff, so may have to add some more stuff over there. So I think for now, brass goes upstairs. So let's kind of figure out where it's got to go here. It's going to be a 2 platform to work with, so I have space. I'm too short. Need a little tower. Okay, so now that we've got some brass flowing up here, it's going to be filling up that pipe pretty quickly. So now we're going to move into the second portion of the molten metals, is the solidifier and the cooler. So I had to wait for a loud vehicle to go by there. So I'm going to pop that one in right there. I can line up with one of the pipes here. Will it let me? What does this come up on? Just to the right? So it's like pretty much right there. I think it's maybe that one. No, it's this one. I think, if it even lines up at all. But we'll see how close we can get. Anyway, so for here, this is where we want to do some brass ingots. So we're getting 30... How much molten metal am I going to be? I got to build a ramp down here really quick. Hang on. I just jumped up here. I was like, wait, now I can't get back down. What do you mean invalid placement? And I was like, oh, because there's that rock there. That's okay. Let's go down as far as we can. Okay, so I need to know how much molten brass we're outputting. 40 per minute. Okay, so I can work with that. That actually means I can do 2 of these. I'll just downclock them. So if I set this to, say, 90 per minute, will it take 20? Oh, so close. 85? Is it 80? It's 80. Okay. So we're going to set 2 of these. That'll do 80. That way I get 160 brass ingots per minute. And we'll do 10. We have 10 of steam. So we're going to go pop you in next to this one. Literally right next to it, I think, if I can. Same recipe for you. And they will also need water. So I'm going to also have to split off from the water pipe down here. And we'll bring it up. So that should actually be pretty easy. If I go like this, we'll grab pipeline junction cross. I have to put in a pump, but that's okay. Let's pop it in here. Doesn't really matter where it goes, to be honest. And just bring it here. We got a pump hooked onto that bad boy. I think this will work. But you know, it won't really make a difference, so just in case, I'll just pop it down there. So that should start bringing water up for me. And I'm just going to get that hooked up to the other side here, to these 2 machines, and then we'll move on to figuring out how we actually deal with the bronze. So where is the output? Okay, so the outputs come out on either side, maybe? So if I get like a merger in between here, I'm not really sure how this works. These machines have like so many outputs. Okay, I mean, either way, let's let me get this finished off here. So let's get that water pipe hooked up, and then we'll move on to, we'll set up our steam coolers, and then we can actually figure out what we can make with all these bronze ingots. Because actually, I'm not 100% sure yet. Uh-oh. Oh, nuts. That can't be good. Let me go run back to the main base, figure out what's going on. I wonder if I maybe used, I wonder if I was using too much juice. Alright, one minor inconvenience later of, well, it turns out I've just been having too much fun trying to learn this mod. And I ran out of power because I hadn't unloaded my biowater setup in a while, and I ran out of solid biomass in my power setup. I thought I had so much for so long, and well, it turns out I was wrong. Anyway, we now have our pipes hooked up here. We got our brass coming up from down below, split into these 2 here. We got our water coming up from the machines over there, filling into these 2 machines here. It really only needs 6 points. It's very little water going up through here. So now we're going to go ahead and jump on into setting up our steam output centers here, which we need to grab. Go down this one in a little while. Go to power, cooling platform. You could, if you wanted to, try and like just squeeze a little bit of baby power out of this by hooking up a turbine to the steam. But I think for now we'll just try and keep it simple with the cooling platforms. Make sure they are facing the correct direction. The little arrow down there needs to be facing that way. So we're just going to make sure these are actually lined up there. So we'll get one of you right there. The one's going to line up with you. Hopefully. There we go. So now we can get our steam cooling towers. Need 2 of. Just like that. Grab our pipes. Just like there. And that'll handle our steam outputs from there. That's perfect. Now how do I get the ingots out? Do they come out the side here? They do not. Okay. They come out this side. They come out this side. Okay, so they're coming out through the middle. What comes out that side then? I mean, I guess that there's a different option. Okay, so we'll take you from there. You from here. We're gonna just drag them down and over. Okay, so now we know that coming out of here we get 80 ingots per minute. Let's see what kind of construction recipes we can take and do with those. So let's start off with production. I'm assuming it's probably just going to be like the plates. Brass plates. Okay, so that takes 30 per minute, so we could make quite a good handful of those. And then the other one is done in the assembler, I believe. Yeah, the brass pipes, so that also takes ingots at 30 per minute. And also that would take wire. Okay, so that I can set up with because we still have some extra. Still got some extra satmonium or whatever. Not extra stereotype. God, it's late. Got some extra stereotype there to play with. So we can set that up maybe in another episode, or like next episode. At least this one I want to get the brass plates done. And I mean, maybe I'll set it up and then I'll just auto feed a system for now, and then until we get the iron wire set up in the next episode. But anyway, so what did I say? We got 80 from each one. So let's set aside 60 for the other one, for the assemblers. So I guess I would say that would turn one of these into a line of 100. Let's do that. Okay, so we're going to set up a... Where is it? Set up a splitter here. Oops, that's in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, so theoretically that'll send... Actually, maybe 80. Yeah, so I'm going to do merger here. But I want everything to go away from me. So that can go there. So that'll be, we'll say that's a line of 100. And that means, what was that? Each constructor can take 30. So I can have 3, I can have 4. One's downclocked. There we go, we got 4 constructors. We'll downclock the first one. Only take 10. So that would be... Alright, yeah, so we got 4 constructors here. Sorry, I had to step away for a second. So we got 20 coming out of this one, 20 coming out of this one, 20 coming out of this one. So that's, and that each of them take 30, so that's 90 of our 100. And then you get to the very end here, and we use 10.005. That was the best I could get to by going 6.667 per minute. That gives me an extra, just a little bit extra brass here on the very end. They'll hopefully just crank out a little bit more of the brass plates that we're going to need for stuff. So let's go ahead and throw our splitters on here. We need 1, 2, and 3. You can skip one on the end as we usually do here. Now you can do Mark 1 conveyor belts into the machines. Even here and the end here can just be Mark 1. But in between needs to be Mark 2 because we're moving 100 units per minute. So here we go. That'll get the brass going in there. Then the rest of this line here is going to be separated out to 2 assemblers. We're going to put in right now. Like I said, I'm just going to, I'll probably end up moving these and building an actual system to feed these with the iron wire. Because for now, I'm just going to feed these like a little basic system. So we'll fire that one going in there. We'll get just a Mark 1 conveyor belt feeding this system. Bring this one on over here. Bring back 2. Connect into there. Connect this one up like that. Now we just need some power to everybody. Alright, everybody's hooked up, so we're cranking out the brass plates. Set this to brass pipes. Set this to brass pipes. Throw in some extra wire. This is a hand feed system for now, and actually, you know, even just to make a bunch. Oh, I faced that the wrong way, my bad. There we go. Where's all my iron wire? There it is. I'll go grab a bunch more. But that should work for, I'll just set this up like this for now. Move that one back a little bit because of the power pole. Give you a little bit extra iron wire. And so now on the back, that means I get what? 20, 40, 60, 66.67. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to put those into a storage container over here. And then this one can go over here for the other brass pieces. Go like that. And climb up here. Come up. And I fell down again. Nice. Okay, so we're just going to merge these all together into their storage bins, and that's going to be all our brass. Yeah, that feels so good to have some brass pipes actually fully automated. I mean, more or less fully automated. I got a bit of a mess going on that we're going to have to fix like pretty constantly around here. Mainly the big issue that we're going to run into, I think the most of, is just having to flush that molten slag around. Then we also seem to not have... Oh, I don't know if copper... Want to know why? Because it's backed up with stone, because we didn't do the stone yet. Okay, so... To end this off then, we can do the storage containers. We're going to come down here. We're going to sink... I think I'll probably just sink the stone for now, just keep things moving. And then I guess for the slag, I'll just have to throw it into... liquid storages, and we'll just flush them for now, because I don't have any recipes or anything that lets me use it for anything, so I'm not 100% sure how that works going forward. Alright, we got our mergers on, so that can all go flowing into storage now. I think that should be fine for everybody in terms of efficiency-ish, at least for now. I don't think it's not 100% efficient, that's for sure. But nothing should be backing up. The only thing I think maybe, like, I had to put an extra awesome sink down here, like, I think just in case, because I'm trying not to let this system get broken by any means, so I do have things as a little bit of a mess, but it's certainly not easy building and being clean and recording and learning all at the same time. This mod is very difficult. You know, for anyone who's looking for a true challenge out of Satisfactory. If you don't think Satisfactory is challenging enough, which, I mean, a lot of people already do, this is definitely not a mod for the faint-hearted. This mod is so in-depth, so complicated, so much work. You know, it's quite a lot. It can be quite overwhelming at times. But we're still powering through. That's technically molten metals off our to-do list, and now bringing us to the end of today's episode. But if you thought we ran it off without getting that sweet little tractor, you were wildly mistaken. We are going to head back over to the base now. We're going to get that unlocked just so we can have ourselves a little bit of shenanigans. And we can just fuel with, fuel with solid biofuel. Can you fuel that with a tractor for now? Maybe? Whatever it can take, whatever we'll use it for now, we'll get it. There we go. We made it on back to base. I am so glad I had a little setup cranking out some modular frames because now we have plenty to fire up this bad boy, get ourselves a sweet brand new vehicle to roll around in. We'll send that up. We got trucks now, technically tractors. Let's see, we can make it down transport. What do we need for this? Reset my game again because my HUD was broken. There we go. We can make one right now. There we go. We got ourselves. I don't want to get trapped in here though because I don't think there's much room on that side. Let's make it on this side. Then what can I go? Can I throw in this for fuel for now? Perfect. I want to drive. I'll take it for a little rip. There we go. Oh, now we don't have to walk everywhere. Look at us. Moving on up in the world. How about that? So eventually, probably not this playthrough, we'll start using some of these for actually moving some items around further distances. But for now, at least we've got ourselves a little vehicle to roll around in. So I appreciate you guys being here. Take that off of the to-do list. Oops. Can't access my to-do list while I'm on the vehicle. There we go. Appreciate you guys sticking around with me through that. I'm going to call it a mess of an episode with a lot of me struggling, making some mistakes. But, you know, I figured, hey, why not include it? And you guys can feel the complication and the pain that I go through trying to learn this mod and, you know, get a better understanding for if you feel like trying to take on how difficult it is. But yeah, like I said, appreciate you guys being here for another episode. Thank you guys again so much. Next episode, we'll jump into hopefully taking on maybe some steel among some other things. But I really appreciate you guys being here to hang out with me again. And I will see you in the next one.